Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's stream. How are we doing today? I just realized I'm a lot quieter than usual. I turned my mic down because I was playing Valorant the other day, not the other day, last night, and yeah, I was being a little bit of a ruckus. But welcome on in, Solar. Welcome on in, Lily. Welcome on in, Cutie. How are you guys doing today? I'm super excited for today's stream. I'm excited for this week in general. We've got a lot, and I mean a lot, that we are doing this week. So, let's go ahead and let's start with the immediate schedule of what's happening this week. Music Monday. That we're doing that right now. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thunk? Aside from that, though, we have kind of an interesting schedule going forward. We're going to be shifting our Saturday streams to the evening, starting at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I am starting up a new project with Friendsberry and Kiki's Online. We will be officially starting a brand new lore server called Fatebreakers Inferno. That's starting on Saturday, which is very, very, very exciting. We've been working very hard over the past couple of months on this project, and it is finally coming to life. It's not music. It's not workstream, is it? Hang on, I didn't check that. Oh, wait, what happened? I changed the title. Hang on. Thank you, YouTube. Very cool of you. So for some reason, I changed the title, and it just schedules it as an upcoming stream. Yeah, riddle me that one, YouTube. How does that one work? Welcome on in, Jay. Been winning at least 9 games this week. That's why I've been missing a lot of your streams. Oh, that's completely okay. My hair is all over the place right now. I need to get a cut. I'm probably gonna get a cut in a little, in the next like week or so. Title goes burr. Who cares about titles? But yeah, that's something really big that's starting this weekend. So what that means is going forward, Saturday nights for the foreseeable future are going to be lore streams. What that means is there will be a little less chat interaction as usual streams, as I will be engaged with the story. I'll be engaged with the people that I'm around. It'll be a very linear experience for this project. It's super cool. We've been putting a lot of work behind the scenes on it, and I'm so excited that it's gonna come out, that we're gonna debut it soon. Okay, on top of that, Friday we will be doing a stream. Friday we'll be starting a charity event with, let me quickly pull up the page for it, just to make sure I don't get any of the information wrong. Resources, where is it? Sorry, I'm trying to find the proper stuff here. Is that under announcements? Is that where it is? Okay. Lore, you say, I made another OC again. I think, so, these are technically, it'll make more sense. I'm not going to go into, I will not touch on anything until we start. I think there will be a day, after, like, a couple streams go by, where I will explain what everything is, and I will, go into a little more detail outside of, the lore streams. Because when we're doing lore streams, that'll be in character, that'll be in immersed into the world. But that's Saturday. Friday, I'll be streaming with Kiki. We are going to be doing starting a charity event with the group Our Rescue. We're going to be doing a 2-week-long charity event where you guys in chat will be able to control what happens in our game. We'll be playing Minecraft. We'll be doing We'll be building resources. We'll be trying to get ready for a to defend the village style of gameplay, where we will have to, at the end of these 2 weeks, put all of our effort into defending this village, and it'll be a really big event. But along the way, there will be incentives to donating to charity, as well as there will be ways to directly affect me in game. Whether that be removing my hotbar, whether that be giving me a silly effect that sends me flying into the stratosphere, gives me nausea, stuff like that. So you guys will have access to that when it drops. And the whole point of this charity event is for helping reduce the amount of cases of human trafficking. So it's a case that, especially where I am, I unfortunately hear stories of quite a bit, and I would love to help in some way eradicate all these headlines and help reduce the amount of incidents that occur of human trafficking. So that'll be starting on Friday. We'll be doing multiple days of that. I'm super excited, but Friday we'll be starting that for sure, and we'll be doing that with Kiki. Outside of that, pretty much the rest of the week will just be us doing our regular schedule. Wednesday will be Soul Crafters. Outside of Wednesday, though, I think every other day I will probably be working on this soundtrack. This soundtrack is due Thursday night. So that's kind of a big milestone. And to give you guys a little bit of context, I got the spreadsheet right here. We have 5 tracks left. 5 tracks left until we are done with this soundtrack, and it gets sent off to the publishers for review. And I'm so excited. No Burger King today, unfortunately, Mello. We're kind of locked in. We've been locked in a little bit for the past few days, but this week in particular, we're gonna be locked in pretty hard on music and all our other stuff. So yeah, that's all the events. Music Monday tonight, Soul Crafters Wednesday, charity event Friday, Fatebreakers Inferno Saturday, and I think we'll take Sunday off, because I've got some other stuff I need to do as well behind the scenes. I'm still running a bunch of projects, so I can't unfortunately be live every day of the week, but it is a very busy week. I am very excited for. I spent a pretty penny again. What did you buy this time, Mello? You just bought tickets. But yeah, okay. So without further ado, because I've been yapping everyone's ear off for the better half of 15 minutes. Let's go ahead and let's just jump straight into our current project that we're working on. We're picking up where we were yesterday, which is the support. Yesterday I wasn't really happy with any ideas that we were getting, and I was running out of time, so I had to stop. Impulsively bought tickets again for the day after. Mello! 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 Save your money! Mello. Mello, you make me concerned. You make my cortisol go through the roof. Okay, but if I remember correctly, I think somewhere over here is where I put all that. Yeah. So here's what we were writing yesterday. Dress circle tickets. Well, those tickets are still expensive. Say okay, we love yapping. Thank you, thank you. I'm glad I could yap in my own in my own chat. So we were spitballing here a little bit, and I wasn't too happy with the stuff that we were coming up with, so I needed to like step away and take a break. Because even before stream started, I spent like a solid couple of hours working. Mind you, okay, Saturday I was at Disneyland, and then pretty much there the entire, like, from opening to close. Then I I got up Sunday morning, really exhausted from the day before, but I still had work to get done. I was up by like 8 or 9, something like that, and I got home at like 2. So yeah, no, I was working, and then I think we went live for like around what, 12 or 1? I forget. But I already spent like a decent couple of hours already working on stuff before going live. Friday night tickets were orchestra. Saturday was dress circle. Both times I invited someone. Mellow, orchestra. Orchestra mellow, really? We're still text saying you'll be muted. Oh, thank you for pointing that out. I did not even look at that. There we go. I'm not mixing on speakers today. I had an issue last time where I think my audio interface is starting to crash out on me. Because every time I hooked up my speakers, it would give me this insane popping noise. And I don't know if it was actually audible on stream. But it was audible in my headphones as well. So I think from that point on, I was just mixing on headphones. And I left that up there because I still wasn't like, I wasn't gonna unmute to talk to chat because I was just so locked in. Okay, we're getting distracted though. We have a new set of chords and we have a new melody here that I was fiddling around with earlier today. Let me hear this again because it's been what, 20 minutes or something since I played this. I need a refresher. Okay, hang on, wait. I need to hear this on regular chords. Give me a second. Yeah, overall, I'm liking this a lot more than we were going last time. I think generally what I was doing yesterday was I was starting to stray really far away from the original intentions of what the soundtrack is supposed to be sonically. We ended up running this yesterday, and I swapped it out because I was like, yeah, this track's cool, but it does not fit for this project. I'll play this, and I said this yesterday, but we will go over this in a future Music Monday stream. But I just renamed this project file like Experiment Infiltration. This might be, I hesitate to call this a Sound of Games track because technically, while it is, I don't have plans to release one this year. But I really like this. I think this is a really cool, like, spy-based... it could be a really cool spy track. There's a lot of potential here. My friends posted, when you go to sleep, don't get startled by my presence. What does that mean? And who does that apply to? That's a real question. Anyway, yeah, we wrote that yesterday. It was pretty fun, but wasn't what I was. It wasn't what I was trying to go for with the soundtrack. I want something texture-based, but not... Because this is already very muddy. Although maybe I do need something a little rhythmic, like... What would it be, though? What would I need that's rhythmic? It would have to be an arpeggiation of some sorts. But it's like... It had to be something around here. Maybe this, actually. This doesn't sound too bad. Changing up the rhythm a little bit. I don't know. We're the only time they use a font too. I'm not sleeping tonight, twin. I got a curiosity. If I just put this down here. Interesting. Okay, I'm not too... No, there's something off. There's something off about that. Yeah, I'm not vibing with any of these too much. The worst case scenario is that we have to create something from scratch, and I really don't... Yes, but I want it to be quieter. Let's get a reverb on it, because I want it to sound very far in a way. Like, I want it to sound like it's really off in the distance. Let's try that now. I don't know what's causing that in all honesty. What? Nope, still there. I guess it kind of gets rid of it. Okay. I cough anyway. I just realized I have, how much I have to yap about. Well, what do you have to yap about? You didn't mention a new OC. I'm curious about your new OC, cutie. Can I see where that is? Oh, it's everywhere. I'm seeing it. It's kind of affecting everything. I'm not going to be able to notch it out. Yeah. Yeah, there's no getting rid of that. Dang it. Okay. I like it though. It's fun. It works. Is it a phasing issue? I have no idea what's I have no idea what's causing this. Now I'm very confused. Why is it sounding normal right now? No, I don't. I don't understand. I do not understand it. Why are you the way that you are? Okay, we're just gonna re-record this and see if it, and pray that it works for the better. What are the chords? Okay. What's happening with today's stream? I don't know. I would love to tell you, but I am at a loss for words. I'm gonna bring this all inside. We'll go ahead and we'll quantize them. That's the wrong type of quantize. I wanted them on off set to a whole measure. Did it work? It worked. Okay, that fixed it. I don't know why it fixed it, but it did. My sibling ate all my cheese. Why would they do that? That's annoying. I'm sorry about that, Mello. There we go. That's functioning now. OC Lord, Sandy AU, kind of self-explanatory, but 2 months clean. Nice, good job. I'm proud of you. 2 months is actually a very decent streak to have. Now we keep that number going up. That's a very good thing. Something else has got to get added on for the second chords, I think. I don't know what I want, though. I'm going to increase the number of voices to 48, and I'm going to pray that works. Nope. Okay. Scrap the whole idea, chat. We can't have anything nice. We just can't have anything nice. I'm going to sound match this. I'm going to see what we can find. Honestly, that's a little bit better. Yeah. Yeah. I had another weird dream. Do share. I'm intrigued to hear what this weird dream was. Let's try that. I just want to hear how that sounds. Nice. Okay, this is shaping up a little bit better. What are you again? Remind me. Okay. Something like that, yeah. Okay, maybe if I actually played the right notes, that'd be great. That'd be fantastic, even. There, something simple. Bam. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Yeah, that works. I heard something about this piano. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet, but yeah. Okay, so I was staring up at an indoor playground. It looked abandoned, like I was the only one there. I wanted to go in, but I hesitated. It felt weirdly nervous, almost paranoid. Seems like a very liminal space dream to me. Whenever I have a liminal space dream, usually that means I'm thinking about something in relations to I'm trying to be somewhere I don't belong. And it's like I'm trying to fit in somewhere I'm not supposed to be. Like, for example, I had this dream very similar to that where I was sort of like lost in this in like an amusement park-esque type place. Everything looked so pristine. Everything looked like it was ready to go, but I was the only one in the theme park. Lights were going, music was oddly not audible. Like you could hear it faintly, but it was not like playing the way it should have been. And so at the time, I remember when I had the stream, I was trying really hard to be a content creator that I wasn't necessarily happy with. More, I guess I'll talk about this. I am not, as much as I play Minecraft, I do not group myself with like the Minecraft streamers and the Minecraft YouTubers. I consider myself more variety. I tried that life. I tried the SMP only streams. I did that for a couple of years. I think 2020 to like 2022. That was the only thing I streamed. And I hated it. I absolutely hated it. I think I festered. I think I ended up growing a community that I just wasn't happy with. People demanding that I play Minecraft all the time. People wanting me to appease them in ways that I wasn't meant to. So I felt very out of place. Eventually, I did go inside. I was a little nervous, but I kept looking behind me like someone was still there, but no one was. It was kind of dark, slightly trashed. That makes me think that whatever you're feeling out of place in is still lingering with you. Like, there's still something from that mentality that you can't let go of. I like how I'm just riffing here. I'm just playing random chords. Because I think at this point I know my chord structures. I could do that for a long time. I have thought, and I have been putting a lot of thought into doing a revamp for the music system on stream. And that would involve doing some programming and doing some very meticulous work. Because a couple of months ago we were doing Music Monday stream, and we were talking about specifically Wwise and like game design, and how for like when you're composing for video games, you're trying to make music that sort of fits in chunks, fits in like phrases A, B, C, D, etc., and you just want to sort of flip between them, seamlessly transition between them. I've had the idea, and I've been really tossing this around in my head recently, more than ever, of just creating so much music specifically for stream, to like fit a vibe. So if I need like casual music, I will press a button on my stream deck and it'll go to like casual music, and it'll play endless, and I really mean endless, combinations of loops and presets that I've made for like quote unquote casual. And then if I need to switch to like combat, so like if I'm playing like a FPS game, I'll switch it to combat, and I will do I'll do whatever needs to transition there. I think it's a really cool idea. It's gonna take a lot of time though, and I would want it to be integrated with Twitch API, which I'm not too familiar with, but I would love chat to also control the music themselves. So that's something that I've been sort of thinking of in the background. I've been tossing it around because I need a lot of time to figure it out. I don't know. I was alone until I slid into the ball pit. There was another person. We sat in silence, just staring at each other, which was weird because I've always hated eye contact. I hate eye contact too. I think that's, for me personally, I think that's just like an autistic trait of mine. Eye contact makes me super uncomfortable. Unless it's with very specific people. But like, if you like if you're talking to me, I'll look you in the eyes for a little bit, but my sight line will divert somewhere else. Like I'll look you in the eyes briefly, but then I'll drift away. I'll look at something else. The moment I was going to say something, their parent appeared. I think they were just a shadow. They felt almost angry. I could have sworn they had red text over them, but what did it say? I don't know. That's interesting. That's very interesting in terms of like describing a person. I assume it's probably related to someone. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's probably something for you to figure out and for you to associate with. Okay, I'm getting distracted. I need to lock in. Ideally, because we have 5 tracks left, this being one of them, I would like for every night until Thursday. Boom, 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 boom. Pretty much just get one track done for each. Technically, there's 4 tracks. 4 tracks left, and then an epilogue track, which I'm honestly very much considering going on the chopping block for this project, but I think it'll be the easiest one to write because it's going to be very much based on the motifs that we've already written for the other tracks. It's going to be more of like a compilation track, or it's going to be something entirely different. It's going to be very much like Signal Lost, Connection Terminated, where it's just pure piano, and it's like just something very, very simple. So I don't know, if I were to riff here, I'd do something like. I don't know, something like that. It'd be very, very, very simple, very watered down. And I'd want it that way because it's meant to be more, in my opinion, epilogue tracks and rolling credit tracks in particular for like film are meant to be more of like filler to help the listener reflect on what they just saw or what they just experienced. I think, yeah, it can be a collage of the soundtrack that played throughout the movie or through the game. That's definitely an option. But I think ultimately what it should do for the people that sit through those rolling credits is it's supposed to make the person that's experiencing whatever medium it is, it's meant for them to reflect on what they just saw, however that may be. So if it's a horror film, probably you're going to want to keep that like subtle, eerie ambiance to like keep the listener engaged or something. Alternatively, if it's like a heroic movie, then maybe, well, depending on what occurred in the movie, but like playing a soft version of like the main theme. So something like very simple, something very easy on the ears, because I feel like you don't want it to draw too much attention. You don't want an epilogue track or an end credits track to really grab at you in that way. That's what the animated credits are usually for. Where you'll see like all like the directors' names, the actors who are in it. Like that's usually where you want the most attention, where stuff is actually more vibrant, more colorful. But once you get to those rolling credits, you sort of just want it to be like a either, as I said, a collage of the soundtrack, but on a softer scale, or just something that helps the audience reflect on what they just experienced. And I've actually got a really good example of this. Hang on, let me look this up. Because this is actually one of the best examples I can give of how this plays into effect. So. Okay, if I mute this, am I gonna hear anything? Nope. Okay, cool. Where is it? I lost it. Here. My scoring of Spring. This is a really good example. Because, like, let's take a look at this, for example. We have this really cinematic moment at the very end where the climax is building. It's a full orchestral sound. And then it goes a little softer. But what's really important is that when we hit the end credits, so we hit spring, and then we hit the credits. I left it very soft intentionally. And I was really focusing on the idea of reflecting on what the viewer just saw, what they experienced, how they perceived the story that was told. So being able to convey that through any kind of medium, I feel like is very important. Very soft, very lovely. The another example that I have of this is, as we were talking about, Connection Terminated. When was the last time I listened to Deep Space? It's been a while. Oh, Jesus, really far down. But like, yeah, like let's take a look at Deep Space, for example. We have Door in the Mountain. We have this really cinematic adventure that we take people through, all the way through 9 tracks. And it was just very big conclusion. This cinematic, like, peak right here. And then for the epilogue track, it's just soft. It's very slow and simplistic because it's meant to be a track for the audience to reflect on. It's sort of like, because you go on this whole space adventure, and then from there it's meant to end, and it's meant to just resonate with you. Welcome on in, Autumn. But yeah, so that's sort of that's what I'm trying to achieve for the epilogue track of this. I want it to be a more softer version of like all these motifs. I don't know how I'm gonna fit 20 motifs, 16 motifs into this end track, but I have a feeling there will be some way of making it work. There has to be some way. Whether that be a bunch of key changes. I feel okay. No, actually, that's the exact opposite of what we want to do. The epilogue track is not meant to grab people's attention. It's meant to, just to fill the silence and be reflecting. So, I'll think about it. But yeah, how are you doing, Autumn? How's your day been? I think it's just unintentionally did something I really wanted to do. I'm generally liking that loop, and I'm liking how it sounds. So we're gonna keep building on it. We're just gonna see where we can take it. Let's check Omnisphere for something. I don't know what I'm looking for, but I think just like generally finding something new might help us. Let's get out of the A's and B's. Let's see if we can get to like E's. See if we can find something interesting. Okay, we will be... Okay, there's a lot here. We gotta find something that actually sounds decent. Ooh, I would like an Eru sound, but I don't know if that would actually fit here. So let's take this off. How's that gonna sound? Not the greatest. I'm not entirely sure why. Is it the granular effect? Maybe that's affecting it. Hang on. It's actually a pretty cool sample. It was a little too melodic to stand on its own. I'm sorry, what does it say? Exhaling dragon? Exhaling dragon? Yeah, okay. Now we're in the F's. But yeah, that was my weird freaking dream. Should I do OC lore, AU lore, kitchen robbery? Kitchen robbery is always a must. Interesting. Whoa, this is new. What's your pattern here? Whoa. Very interesting, but definitely not what we're looking for. We do this a lot on the channel for anyone that's stopping by here. So it looks like it's getting crunched somewhere. Not you. It's not Imager. Ah, I see. See, this is an old reliable, but I really don't want to use it because I'm already using it for the MC Adventures soundtrack. And I've been able to get away with it in the current tracks because I'm using it very sparingly. I think it's in like, what, 2 tracks? Versus the other soundtrack, I want to say it's like in, what, a solid 6 tracks already out of like the 9 that I've written. We'll get back to that track. We'll get back to that project after this one's done. I promise. Because that one also needs to be like kicked up into high gear. Well, that's interesting. Muy interesante. Oh, what scale is it where the 7th is flat? remember. Not off the top of my head, at least. Ghost Train. It's actually not a bad sound. I could see that working for a... Okay, here's my idea. I think I would love to do a stream somewhere in October where we make like a horror soundtrack, like start to finish. And I say that because I would like to publish it like the year after or something. So it's like maybe for like a charity incentive, it's like we make a horror soundtrack where we go from like eerie sounds and soundscapes to full on like chase sequences. I think that'd be a really cool idea. Ooh, hang on. This might be interesting. Okay, let's see if that works and if we can get away with that. Maybe not. We're about to find out though. I did misplace that. I didn't put that on. Get your robbery successful? What's the haul? What are the goods? I'm not mad about that, actually. That sounds pretty cool. I don't know. Let's try that. Because I really don't want these two to clash. But they're very close in timber. I feel like something else has got to go here. And then we'll bring in the melody, like, over here or something. So whether that be, like, I don't know, like a... something like that. I don't know. Let's mess around with that. Let's see if we can find something. Yeah, there we go. Dr. Pepper and a Lunchable again. That's not a bad meal. It's got some good stuff in there. It's a really cool sound. I will not lie. Let's keep this at 4 bars actually, because I think that's probably where we're going to be able to get it. Okay, it's cool. That's a pretty cool sound, but I fear we might need to find something different. Or at the very least, hang on, maybe I have a different idea here. Bring you actually right here. Yeah, go ahead and replace. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the voice count to, I want to say maybe, let's try 6, and let's see if that's going to be the right number for this. Maybe, but I feel like it's not reversing fast enough. Can we change that? Let's try that. I don't know. Should I start yapping about a super cool thing called lore? Sure, why not? See, our problem is that it's just taking too long to... Can we just get like a full backwards piano? Out of curiosity. This one, okay, this sample I'm gonna save for the epilogue. I feel like this is a perfect epilogue sample because we have a sample in here where it's like the piano plays forward and then it just sort of slingshots back, which I believe is, where is it? Is it you? want to see how this works. Maybe. Maybe. This is a big maybe. OC lore or AU lore? Because I made two AUs with lore. For my OC, it isn't one in Fern Cove. More so a character for a game I want to get back into. What's the game out of curiosity? I'm curious. Whoa, none of that. Trying different timber shifts and valve radio settings to create interesting variations. The mod wheel adds higher octave by modulating harmonic pitch or harmonia mix. That's probably connected to 3 here, if I had to guess. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to change the timbre. Okay, interesting. Let me hit this from the beginning again, because we're just about at the 2-minute mark, so I want to see where we end up. If I unsoloed everything, that would be fantastic. Idea. I think I have an idea here. This will be a very interesting idea, but I want to see if this actually works. So, seems like it needs sort of a 4 measures to kick off in a way. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to try. Yeah. I think this is a very interesting track. Also, thank you for doing the Daily Stand. You've been 30 streams. Holy crap. I think that might be the most we have so far, which very cool that people are collecting it. I really enjoy that. Forsaken. There's stuff happening with the creator, but I like my Elliot cosplay. So, whoa, Dangerous World and Forsaken have issues at the same time. I'm assuming by the fact that we're talking about Dangerous World, this is a Roblox game and not like the Forsaken that I know. I know a Forsaken. Okay, so the Forsaken that I know comes from 1998. And I doubt it's the same game. Actually, is it? No. No, this isn't it. I was looking at a different one on Steam. Yeah, it is a 1998 shooter. Which probably isn't what you're thinking. So I'm going to assume it's a Roblox game. Okay. What do we think? I want opinions on this. What do we think of this track, chat? Is this actually like does this actually have substance, or am I just like huffing copium right now? I feel like I might be huffing a bit of copium right now. We'll call it like right here at 220. That's about where it'll end. Yeah, starts getting chased by a divorced rock. One person gets reference. I do not understand the reference. At least I don't think I do. Okay, maybe I'm just like thinking about this too hard. Let's give it one more listen. Let's just see if this this works. So let's play this one more time, and I'll keep my eyes closed and I'll just listen. Okay, well, it'll help if I didn't try recording something. Okay, I'm gonna just listen. Find a different piano sound. At least this one is not meshing well currently. Probably put a compressor on the behind backwards piano. Yeah, I think we definitely have something to work with here. I think, as I said, I think this probably needs to change. Sorry, let's try that one more time. So C lower, sure. Yeah, we need to move the... hang on. That's what I'm looking for. It's the gain. No, it's not the gain. It's the ratio. I need to bring the ratio down a little bit more. Hang on. Don't loop. I need you to go forward. Yeah, I think that's probably working the best. It's interesting. I actually really like this track because it feels very different, but still within the realm of everything that we're building. It's very nice. Yeah, I can vibe with this. I'm gonna go ahead and save this as is. I think this is probably where we will set it to review for now, and we'll try and we'll start a new track. Okay, track 14 is now marked as review. We've got 4 more. We've got the Joker, the Phoenix, the Drowned, and Epilogue, which I haven't given a proper name yet. I might just leave it as Epilogue. Well, if I can. Guys, should I call it the Epilogue to go with the fact that all the names start with the? So I've got like the Detective, the Dreamer, the Nomad, the Innovator, the Rebel, the Pacifist, the Fighter, the Adventurer, the Creator, the Sage, the Support, the Jokester, the Phoenix, the Free Spirit, the Drowned, the Epilogue, I think. I think that'd be great. I think that'd be kind of funny to toss it on at the very end. I don't know. We do have a few tracks that don't follow the norm. Actually, take that back. We've got 2 tracks that don't follow the norm. Because we got The Space Between, The Souls. But the only ones that aren't like that are Truths Revealed and Lost Soul. It's going to be very interesting. But I think there's a... I don't know. I don't know about those 2. I could put the Truths Revealed, but I do like just Truths Revealed. Guess who didn't read the GC? The only reason this other character treats... wait, hang on. My OC is named Danger. They don't mean any danger, but they get it from their design. They see another character as a parental figure after their original child freaking dies. Lovely. The only reason this character treats Danger as their child is to cope or something. Yep. I see. I see. Interesting. So is this about the mother, or is this about the adopted child? I'm assuming it's about the adopted child, but I'm curious about the mother and how or it's not a mother, my bad. Parental figure. I'm curious to see how the parental figure changes and like shifts over like a story. Okay. Let's go and let's close this. I want to work on the Drowned. I think the Drowned will be the best one. New, make sure it's in 48K hertz, because I keep forgetting that. The Drowned. I'm trying to remember what it did for the epilogue track, because I know I freestyled it. I did like 2 takes. First take was a mishap, and then the second one was what got put into the At first they were like, who the fuck is this? And now they're like, that's my child. I don't know. I'm kind of vibing with that idea, but I also don't know if I... Well, okay, I should probably say this. I don't want to use this key. I've been asked a few times if I have a favorite key. I might. I might have a favorite key, one that I use a bit too much in my music. Yeah, I think I need to just step back on that key for a little bit. I love it. It's beautiful. It's B minor. But man, I use it way too much. I'm gonna bar myself off from using D major as well. I feel like those two should just be off the limits because man, I cannot control myself. Who are you? I'm Danger. Oh, you're new. Oh, you're new. To where? Please get the ref. Ref, please do something. Ref, why are you taking notes? Do I want to go with the C minor key? I actually don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking for the drown. I need to pull my pedal out very quickly because it's getting caught under my keyboard stand. Fuck, I messed it up. Man, I was doing so well! I don't know what I'm doing. I just started playing Magic of the Forest out of nowhere because I was playing C minor in it. I have this really weird thing. Whenever I'm playing like a certain key, sometimes my mind will just instantly gravitate towards a song that I link it towards. So usually for C minor, it'll be Magic of the Forest. Or it'll be, what's it called? Glacial Forest from Subnautica Below Zero. Yeah, no, my brain just tends to gravitate towards playing certain songs. It's good, I guess, for keeping ideas of scales. For B minor, it tends to be lily pads. So yeah, it's stuff like that that like it's cool, but man, I keep getting distracted. It's like all this stuff just brain farts. I don't know. I tend. What is this? B flat minor. That tends to be without you. So yeah, it's stuff like that, and I'm getting distracted way too much here. Um. Okay. If I were writing a song about a drowned character, what would I do? What would be a good key for that? Maybe? That's confusing, man. I'm trying to figure out what the best way to go about this is. Yeah, it's the G sharp. G sharp? No. I think it's G sharp. We're on a F sharp minor, I believe. Versus the major, which would be. The minor is. I like to rethink all lore very quickly. Non-binary. Oh, okay. See, okay, first thing that comes to mind, and this is just gonna be, where is it? It's like Atlantic or Atlantis, something, I forget. I want to have this sound somewhere. It's very fitting. I can't escape it. We're doing a character about we're doing a speak. We're doing a track about a character called the Drowned. let's start with that for now. I think we're probably just going to end up winging most of this because I don't have the time to be floating stuff around. I guess now we're just sort of in the end game of just like, yeah, no, we got to say yes to this. We got to say yes to that. We got to say yes to everything. Okay. What am I looking for? I want richness paired with this because I think that'll sound really nice. I honestly don't like the sound of how those are clashing right now, so we'll go ahead and we'll just remove that. And we'll stick to the octaves. Yeah, that should work for now. We haven't used this yet, have we? Something like that. I think it could probably fit on this track really well. Because this is not even going to be the full melody. This is going to be the arpeggiation that goes throughout the track. So let's go and let's try this for now. I completely messed it up. But I got one. I got one. That's all that matters. It's going a little slow. I don't know if I like that or not. Okay, well, obviously, actually, take that back. Tempo does need to come up. Let's take it up to 130 for now. Nope, too slow still. Let's do 140. 145. Close. Let's do 150 just to make sure. I guess it does kind of work. Okay. Yeah, this will be fine. Where did I forget all my lore? That's a good question. I tend to forget some of that stuff too. That's why I have my lore documents. Yeah, so you can come this way. As soon as it comes down, I can feel my ears starting to get really fatigued from just hearing that bass. Wait, I remembered a super cool part of lore after 20 years. What's the lore? Also 20 years. Wait. So we're jumping 20 years with danger. Okay, I'm gonna go from there. I'm gonna assume that's where this is taking place. What am I thinking? I actually don't know. I don't have any. Tempting. Very tempting. That's got to come down a little bit. That's way too loud. Maybe? I don't know. And line up these ins and outs. Perfect. Okay. No, it took 20 years to remember the lore. What was the instrument that we just used in the last track? I think that'll fit here a little better. I'll remember. I remember when I see it, but I do not know its name. I've used it before on like a few occasions, but it's on the lower side. This one. Glass sparkle bubbles. Someone remember that. Remember glass sparkle bubbles. That's such a silly name for an instrument, but it totally fits. 100% fits. Okay. I'm going to duplicate this very quickly. That's not what I wanted. Definitely not what I wanted. There we go. What do we look for? Glass sparkle bubbles. Where is it? Oh, spark. Yeah, I'm a little slow. I like it. It can work. Here, underneath this. I'm gonna mute this track for now. Yeah, we'll do that for now. Guys, how do we feel about this being a vinyl? Out of curiosity, I'm just sort of waging, trying to get an idea for interest on it. Like, would it be worth it? With Dangerous bond to their parent, parental figure. It's confirmed there's more trust danger has, and the more trust danger has in someone, the more likely they'll distance themselves from them after someone lashes out. I'm picking up the signals here. Okay. Generally, I know what I want. Let me play around with chords to figure out exactly what I'm looking for, but I have a feeling it's somewhere. It's gonna be somewhere around there. I'm gonna record this very quickly. Nope. That. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, yeah. I think. This might be able to work. Yeah, this will work. This is almost perfect. Something does not feel right. Hang on. This feels like it's dragging. How? What? Is it the... Hang on. It might be the echo effect. What are you? You're not timed. Okay. Well, that's our first problem. Is that it's not even timed. Don't invert, but also I need you to be on time. How do I set that? Not dirt, not tone, not any of that. It's not you. I'm gonna turn you off for now, and I'm gonna see if I can put one here. Delay, 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 course echo. There we go. Okay, that's a lot better. And that can repeat very easily. Okay. Well, unfortunately, I am running out of time. I have some other things I need to do tonight. But But yeah, this was really fun. I'm actually really glad that we are almost finishing this. Let me go ahead and mark this track as in progress. Oh, which leaves 3 more tracks that are not touched yet, which I'm honestly really happy about that. Okay. Hi Kiki, well come on in. It's okay. We'll stick around for a little bit longer because I do want to listen to this track, listen to a couple of these tracks once again, because I'm trying to get my bearings for where the soundtrack is wrapping up. And I want to make sure that everything sounds consistent and sounds the way it should. So let's go ahead and start with the track that we wrote yesterday, The Adventure. Listen to this all the way through, and then we will jump back to the support. I was really happy with this track when I wrote it. Well, how are you, Kiki? How are you doing tonight? I did not mean to do that. Yeah, I think this is definitely working. I'm debating, does that need a compressor on it? I'll figure that out tomorrow. I am really liking that track. I haven't properly like sat down and listened to this since yesterday, but I'm really really content with how that track sounds. Oh, it's a stick. Oh, thank you. I'm really I'm super pleased with that and how that came out. Next is the support, the track that we just finished tonight. I just want to take a listen through this again just to make sure that everything sounds good and do some mental notes on stuff and make sure that like nothing is like jarringly standing out. Have we used this instrument before in the soundtrack? I actually don't know. If not, we might need to swap it out. really muddy right now. This track will need a little bit more work, but that's more of the background stuff, trying to lock in and take care of the details on everything. I think for now, though, it's in a pretty good state. I like the uniqueness of it. I gotta go back and figure out if this main instrument is actually in the soundtrack somewhere else. If not, I might replace it because it's very out there. I don't even know what it is. It's a string instrument. I can definitely hear it. But I don't know what else outside of that. It just says Ethnic Heaven. Cool. It's picked piano. Okay. So it's like someone's taking a guitar pick and just plucking the piano instead of playing it the regular way, which interesting. I don't even know what this is. Sometimes there's just sounds that you just cannot like properly pinpoint. Yeah, go ahead and save for now. And then we'll come back to that sometime tomorrow. Okay. And then for this track's not done, but I do want to hear it just one more time before we end off. Because this track's going in a bit of a different direction. I want to make sure that I contextually keep everything generally similar. And maybe we can still save this with its current ideas. I think this is savable, yeah. I think this is doable. So I will keep a pin in that one. Let me make a quick mental note, not mental note, let me put an actual note in my thing here. Okay, perfect. I have a note there. Okay. This is where I will go ahead and I will end stream. Reminder, stream Friday, we're going to be starting a new charity event. And then on Saturday, we're going to be starting Fate Breakers. So that's super exciting. I'm really excited for those projects to start. Let's see. Do we have any friends that are live that we can raid right now? I think we do, yeah. We're going to go raid the lovely Tash Joy, who is playing Dreamlight Valley. Tash is one of the Loftia people who was part of the raid train. Generally, really good streamer. I enjoy watching her stuff. And then, yeah, we'll be back on Wednesday with Soulcrafters. Meanwhile, this is probably the last stream that you'll ever see of this project, so ain't that exciting. By the time we reach next Music Monday, everything will be done and submitted. And we'll be moving on to our next project. So, go ahead and show Tash some love if you're over on Twitch. For those of you on YouTube, I will catch you all on Wednesday. So thank you all so much for joining on today's stream and for tuning in. But unfortunately, I got you out. So I'll catch you all later. Bye-bye.